time for a typewriter collection video. But first, cold brew and a square of 90% chocolate. Oh, Bean's gonna get into trouble. Happy October 1st. I'm so excited. It's October. It was actually in the 60s this morning. Bean is gonna knock everything down. I'm wearing a sweater. It is maybe 94 out there right now. So we're still like using our imagination and pretending that it's cold enough. But I'm so ready to wear sweaters. Enough procrastinating. Let's talk typewriters. The very first typewriter I purchased, I do not have anymore, but I do want to talk a little bit about it. First of all, I have always been interested in typewriters. As a little girl, I really admired my grandpa, who was a writer, and he used a typewriter. And also a huge fan of Murder, She Wrote, and that was a big show in my life for a long time, and I kind of want to watch some reruns right now, actually. But anyways, Murder, She Wrote is about a fictional character named Jessica Fletcher, who is a writer herself, and she types on a typewriter. And every introduction to the show shows her typing on her typewriter. And oh man, as someone that always dreamed of being a writer and having written many books or wanting to write many books, I fantasized so much about writing my first book on a typewriter. For a long time, I did not get a typewriter because it was really overwhelming. There's so much to know about them. There's so many different models, and it just, whew, my head would swim. Also, they take up a lot of space. I've always lived in really small houses, so I couldn't justify it. And in addition, I had a lot of other hobbies that occupied most of my brain space and finances. Then 2020 happened and the pandemic hit. I was working as a Montessori school teacher at the time. We went into lockdown. We were teaching from home online, and suddenly I had so much time in the world. And so I wrote a ton, I read a bunch, I reread some of my favorite books like Frankenstein and Dracula and The Time Machine. And I wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote and did some art and thought, you know what, if there was ever a time to incorporate a typewriter into my life, now would be it. So I had a friend on Instagram who happened to have a typewriter for sale. I happened to be looking, bada bing, bada boom, I had a new typewriter. It was a Smith Corona Skywriter, which is a very small, very compact traveling typewriter. And it was a great introduction, not just because of the machine itself, but also because Steve, the guy who sold it to me, was so generous with his time. And anytime there was like a little hiccup, a little malfunction in the machine, we would Skype together. He had the same model at his house, I had the model at my house, and we would take them apart together and go through the machine step by step and like work out what the kink was. And that was really helpful to have that hands-on experience. In the end, I sold the machine. It didn't, now that I had a sense of what I was looking for, that was not what I wanted. It couldn't, like, the biggest drawback was that it couldn't keep up with my typing. I could type a lot quicker than the machine was willing to work. And so it was always making me type a lot slower than I would have liked to. And then all of the little quirks that would keep coming up would make me have to stop altogether and fix something. And so that moved on, and I began a search for a more solid and dependable, reliable machine. I ended up going with the, I just forgot what it was called, Olympia SM3 Deluxe. I found it online. This beautiful baby right here, this is a very heavy machine. It's very luxurious. They're kind of famous for being very well built and nice to type on. It feels like the Mercedes-Benz of the typewriting world. It's a very luxurious typewriter. And it did everything I needed it to. However, I have always had a hard time with this machine. even though it works perfectly and is beautiful to look at and is luxurious to drive, our personalities or something just don't match, and I have never felt completely comfortable and compelled to type on this machine. So my search continued for a replacement. Slippery slope, I'm telling you. But before we move on to the next typewriter, I just want to show you a close-up. I want to show you the case that it comes in, because that's really important that all of the typewriters have cases. One, because I travel, and two, it's really convenient for storage. And then I also want to show you how it types, and then a little example of the font. One of the shops that I discovered while searching for a new typewriter was Jot and Tittle Typewriters. She has her own website and Etsy, and also a YouTube channel, and I'll post a link down below. I'm a big fan of the shop. But every Saturday she posts new listings for typewriters and videos for the listed typewriters. So you can hear and see firsthand what the machine is like, and then she covers all of the things, how it works, the functions, and also if there's any quirks or anything that you need to look out for or be careful for. She talks about that in the video. Her and her husband find typewriters, I think at like estate sales and whatever, and they do very minor, minimal repairs. So their typewriters are, I would say, maybe a little bit less expensive than some of the ones that have been really overhauled. But you definitely will get a good functioning machine. So she posted this Adler J4. I actually saw the video first, and the way she talked about this beautiful machine was, sorry, I get carried away. This is my favorite machine. I'll just spoiler alert, hands down, best machine ever. She kind of had the same reaction to it. She was blown away, and even said, if I didn't have so many typewriters already in my collection, and that I wasn't trying to make a business out of this, I would not sell this machine. I would love to keep it. My husband is like, no, you can't. But it works so beautifully. This is the machine for writers. If you write a lot, this is the one for you. And I was like, sold. So I snatched it up. I feel so lucky to have been able to buy it, to be ready at that moment to push the button and add it to my cart and commit, because I have not looked back. This has been the best typewriter and my most used typewriter. And I feel like when we get to a writing sample, you'll see there's like a certain level of comfort that I have with this machine. We just jive. We have a good connection. This next typewriter is really special because it was a gift from my wonderfully considerate and thoughtful partner. I have talked about this typewriter before when it came to me, because it was just a really special story. So this is a Rheinmetall, which is a German-made machine, and it is gorgeous in color. My partner's brother at the time was going to estate sales and garage sales often, and buying things that he thought he could resell if he just put a little elbow grease into it. He found this typewriter. He knew that I knew a little bit about typewriters and asked if I would take a look and let him know if there was anything that needed to be fixed or my thoughts, whether it was even worth trying to sell in the first place. I saw this machine and instantly like fell in love because it's just so unique. I'd never heard of a Rheinmetall. I'd never seen a green typewriter like this before. I'm trying to get it to focus. There we go. It's just so beautiful. And it's also a really nice size. It's a petite size for a bigger typewriter. Still quite hefty. Anyways, I laid my fingers upon it and it was just like, whoa, you really, really lucked out with this. This is really clean and everything works as it should, and it was obviously very well taken care of and loved. It just needs a new ribbon and you're good to go, which is just amazing. Now, of course, I fell in love with it, but I didn't want to offer to buy it because I worried that he would then feel obligated to give me like a family discount, and I wanted him to be able to make a profit off of his job, his business. So I didn't say anything. Went home, had a very restless sleep that night because I kept waking up and thinking about this typewriter. I was just like, it's so perfect. It's like one of a kind. It felt like one of a kind. And sat with it the next day and couldn't stop thinking about it. So finally I was like, I'm just gonna reach out. I sent him a text, I think saying something like, I was just curious to know if you have come up with a price that you'd like to sell it at. I might be interested. Nothing, no response for days. And I was like, okay, well, maybe he already sold it, or maybe I shouldn't have asked the question. One day I get home from work and Brian is like, go into the bedroom. And I was like, okay. And on the bed was this beautiful typewriter. He's like, happy birthday, happy early birthday. You forced my hand. It was supposed to be a surprise, but then you started inquiring about it and we didn't know what to say. So there it is. So that's how this one came into my life. Thunk that I would have stopped there and not looked for more typewriters, but once the bug is in your system, it's really hard to ignore. I regularly go to antique stores and thrift stores just for fun, just to look and see what's around. You just never know. And always in the back of my head, I had hoped to see a typewriter, and one that was actually well kept and clean and functioning that I could just swoop up and buy and take home and type upon. And furthermore, I was really wanting a typewriter from the 1930s. So I kind of put that out into the universe. My Adler is from the 50s, the Olympia is from the 50s, and the Rheinmetall is from the 40s. I was like, it would be nice to have a machine from the 30s with little glass keys to match my fountain pens from the 1930s. And I kept looking, and lo and behold, I found a 1930s something Royal Deluxe, and it has the glass keys. And this came with a case, which was so exciting. I really have enjoyed this machine a whole lot. It was a very close runner-up to my Adler as far as typing. And this is another one that I have traveled with a great deal. I've even taken it camping. Now, I can't show you a writing sample, unfortunately, because something is wrong with how the ribbon advances, and it's not advancing, and I just haven't taken the time yet to figure it out. And so basically the ribbon is just at a standstill, and the type bars will actually make a hole in the ribbon because it's hitting in the same place repeatedly. So I'm gonna have to do some work on it. So I can't demonstrate, but it's so sweet. And it has a really lovely little bell. Maybe I can at least let you hear that if you can. It's not. It's pretty faint. I will show you the case though. I like the case a lot. It's very square and very compact, and it's really nice to travel with, and it makes for a great typewriter table if you're sitting on the floor and you don't really have anywhere else to type. Whoa, baby, I'm getting tired. This has been quite a process to make this video. Anyways, my newest and last typewriter is another Olympia from Jot and Tittle Typewriters. The Olympia SF traveling typewriter. Look at how tiny this little baby is. It comes in the smallest of cases. It's yellow with burgundy keys. How could I have not? It's gorgeous. This thing is so beautiful and so compact. And the best part of it is that so often with traveling typewriters, you sacrifice a certain level of comfort and ability, things that you can do on a machine. This one I feel like is a great culmination of the best of both worlds, of a bigger typewriter in a smaller package. It feels very comfortable to type upon, and yet it is so small and so compact. I love it. It's so precious. We're still getting to know each other, so you will notice in the typing sample, also I used a different angle for some reason, and it was just a very awkward position to type in. So we're a little awkward together. We're still getting to know each other, but I like this machine a whole heck of a lot, and I think it'll just be such a nice one to travel with. The lid, it doesn't have, so the case is part bottom and then a lid, and that's it. It doesn't have two pieces to the case. This is how compact it is. And let's take a look. And that's it. This is my beautiful, beloved typewriter collection. Thank you all so much for watching. It's now pouring outside, which is a surprise storm. Yay! Take all that we can get. Anyways, I don't want to make you dizzy. So long, everyone. Happy writing.